Get ready to start jumping up and down like idiots.
I may not be the world's greatest lover, but 17th place isn't half bad.
It's Madamus of the Back Library, former Cosmic Defender turned archive curator, streaming throughout every week. Retro and modern game stream, watch and fail, yapping stream, he'll call you pretty, karaoke stream, prepare your ear holes, movie and TV watchalong stream, definitely not infringing copyright, definitely, bonus gorilla stream, watch them for Harambe. If you don't watch live, Chibi Madamus will cry. Is that not enough? If you don't watch live, the dinosaurs will go extinct again.
Don't blame me, I did not authorize any of this.
Plus, why watch Madamus of the Back Library for free when you can pay for it?
I'd like to talk to you about our special financing options.
YouTube channel memberships starting at one incredibly low price.
Less than all your favorite prescription drugs.
And Madamus will moan the name of anyone who becomes a member live.
Wait, what?
New schedule posted weekly on X and YouTube. Go read it.
Back that up. What's this about moaning?
All streams scheduled in Eastern Time, God's favorite time zone.
When did I ever agree to moan every member's name?
Always streaming horizontal, never vertical, just the way you like it.
Quit changing the subject.
Follow, subscribe, like, watch, do the things, have the fun.
Okay, fine, as long as I'm getting paid.
Madamus of the Back Library.
Greetings, brohams, what the dealio? Welcome to the Back Library. I'm Madamus, former Cosmic Defender turned archive curator. Thank you, my ear trump has been struck by lightning for the attempt on the gift. Yeah, it's broken for probably the remainder of the month. So, and unfortunately I couldn't, yeah, and I don't know if that, I know my, one of my mods used to suggest once it breaks, it's better to give it a complete week or it may never fix itself. So I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it for trying. I don't know if he was ever right on that. Hopefully, once we start March, maybe YouTube will do some cleanup. I don't know. But thank you so much. My ear trump has been struck by lightning for trying it out. I'll send feedback in just a moment. First things first, hail to the chat. Welcome in. My ear trump has been struck by lightning. Welcome in Flood City. Welcome in Twin Opinion. Anyone else who's currently watching, welcome in. If you're lurking, thank you for lurking. VOD watching, thank you for watching the VOD. Please consider a comment on the VOD. It does help with the algorithm. Like, subscribe, notification bell, follow on Twitter, do the things, have the fun, win the game. Woo! Another streamer I watch seemed to have gift sub issues as well. Yeah, it happens to a lot, and YouTube insists there's no problem. But I'll tell you, on my channel, it's been all week. Not a single one has been going. Not a single one, but they insist everything's fine. So yeah, I appreciate that. Ear trumpet, let me do feedback real quick. Get that over with. And hopefully next week it'll have sorted itself out. I don't know. I don't understand it. You know, it's so frustrating. It really is frustrating because and I'll tell you one reason as I'm doing this feedback. I'm going to tell you one reason why it's frustrating. It prevents me from doing potential goals. And what I mean by that is there's a streamer who I love, who's one of my, I guess you'd say one of my Oshis, one of my biggest influences. And she has a habit of, per stream, because she does a lot of different costumes and gets things set up and whatnot, and she has all sorts of different things going. But she sets a lot of times goals based on membership. Like if we get 5 more members before end of streams, then I'll do this. If we hit X number of members, I'll do that. The problem is for me, because memberships break, I can't do that. And I'd much rather tie something like that to memberships than say a donation amount. I don't like the donation amount type because that feels more like as she even put it before, like a dance monkey dance, unless she's specifically doing a donathon. So that's unfortunate. It really does prevent me from doing some stuff that may be in the back of my mind I've sort of played around with, especially in the future once I have more things with my model that I can do. So, yeah, what can you do during my life? It has especially been a problem this week. Okay, no gifted memberships. have gone through at all. Thank you for the tip. Let me see let me see what it was while I send this. Hold on. Hold on just a moment. Thank you so much. Dance, monkey, dance. Oh, thank you, Ear Trumpet, for the $2. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Welcome in, Judd. Hope you're having a good Friday. Maybe I should try again. No! I wonder if there's some sort of hidden count, subs versus gifted subs. If there is, it's definitely hidden. Or percentage of gift subs per total subscribers. Suppose something is in the code. Okay, let me say, welcome in, Ahmad. Welcome in. I hope you are having a good Friday. Let me send this real quick, and then I'll tell you what I know, or at least what I have sort of surmised. I guess that's a better example, a better thing to say, because I don't know anything for sure, because I don't trust any of the things I'm told, especially by YouTube themselves. There we go. Thank you so much, Ear Trumpet. Really appreciate it. Welcome in, Luciano. Welcome in. Hope you are having a good Friday as well. Okay, so here is what I was told before, because I've done the subscriber flex, okay? And I don't mean that to sound like, full of myself, but it's just, sometimes having to, trying to put my foot down, or the hammer found. Dance matters now. Trying to put my foot down with YouTube. When I've done online chats, I basically have done the whole, hey, I have blank subscribers. Like I used to do when I first opened memberships. It was like, hey, I've got over 4,000 subscribers. If even 1%, if even 10% of those are opted in, then that's up to 400 people should be able to be hit. YouTube came back to me and said it's not based on subscriber counts. It's based on it's based on interactions. Okay, so what that means is it would be based on people who come into stream, who watch for maybe a certain set of time, who comment, who like, and probably who hit the notification bell. So hit that notification bell. But even if that's the case, chat, even if it's based on that, if you factor in the raids we've gotten, if you factor in the raids this channel gets, from people like Nissa and Neko and the Shy Siren and Rhine and Evie and others, Ambitious Aiden, just jumping to, just to name a few. And if you factor in some of the people who have come in just for the collab streams, like some of Lawnmower Girls fans, it still should be able to hit enough people. And there are still a number of people who never seem to get hit. So it just, I hate to say it is what it is, but it's one of those cases of, and I hate to play a numbers game like this, but it's one of those cases where until and unless I hit the subscriber count where you get that premium YouTube support, I don't know, unless the AI catches on and finally fixes things, unless it gets fixed, I hate to say by accident, but unless it gets fixed by accident, I think it kind of is one of those, it is what it is situations. I hate that phrase to death. No matter what though, gift subs need to go to people, even if they don't watch. Yeah, they were exactly. And Flood City, the worst part of it is, so in the case of Ear Trumpet, he should be getting a refund for that because none went through. Here's the thing for you and for anyone else who's watching. Let me tell you something dirty about YouTube. Let me tell you something dirty in their terms of service, which I found out when I first got memberships. If someone comes in here and they gift out a larger amount, let's just say, let's use one of my mods as an example, Kimmy Chu, who we see on occasion. If she came in here like she did once and dropped 50 gift subs, And let's say of those gift subs, 3 of them went out and then they stopped. It broke after 3. They will still charge her for those 50 and will not refund her for the 47. Because according to YouTube's twisted terms of service, once a gift has gone through, and once there has been a visual acknowledgement of that gift on the screen, their work here is done. No refunds for memberships and super chat. Really, have you not gotten any refunds for the ones I've for the feedback? Ear trumpet. Send feedback. Send feedback to YouTube when they don't go through ear trumpet. Be sure that you send feedback, because if they don't go through at all, you should be able to get a refund. And I know that from other people who have gotten refunds and they get refunds. People like one of my other mods, Omegs. He's gotten his refunds for super chats before. I mean, not super chats, for memberships because of it flat out not going through. So yeah, be sure to, I already sent feedback, ear trumpet, but be sure you send feedback too, because to me, making sure you get what you pay for is more important to me than getting, my piece of the cut. I want to see you get what you pay for always from this channel. Not that you really ever get what you pay for with this channel, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I think it's really unfair with YouTube the way they do, because the thing is, if people are paying for a membership, they're not just paying to be acknowledged for a membership. They're paying for the membership to go to someone. They're paying for the expansion of the base. It's such a mess, isn't it? It is such a mess. Okay, well, moving on. Let's move on to another subject. Before we get into the movie, I want to pay forget. Oh gosh. Well, I don't know if I'll have to check the Fumi model and see what sort of a GAT it's gotten. I haven't looked it over too much. I'm kind of afraid to. I kind of am saving even looking over stuff with it for when I debut it. I love the thing, but it's like I want to be I want to keep my excitement at a high, if that makes sense. It's like the idea of playing a game myself before I play it on stream. Does that make sense? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. Whatever. Chat, before we do anything, let's talk about the schedule. Just real quick. Schedule for next week, chat. I am taking off Monday, because starting tomorrow, I'm going to be clean. I'm doing a refresh of my streaming cubicle. I'm cleaning everything. The monitors, probably everything but the keyboard, because that's going to take a little longer unless I get the time. I'm cleaning the monitors. I'm cleaning out the PCs. I'm cleaning the desk. I'm going to reorient all of my cables. I am going to reorient my mic if possible. I want to move the boom arm to the other side so that when I do hand cams, it will be in better shot of my mouth. And some other things. I've got a stand for my one gamepad, and I want to just get rid of that thing because it serves no purpose. And I'm also going to be swapping my motherboard out and replacement processor at the same time on my streaming PC, which was kind of a stupid decision, but I went that direction. I picked up another processor with the motherboard because I didn't want to have to swap processors, because I don't want to have to go through taking the cooler off and everything, because it's an air cooler. It's not a liquid cooler. So yeah, so that's going to be Monday. Tuesday, we're going to be grading the Sesamus. It is the full moon, full goon. We're going to do at least one, if not more, of these purity tests, the rice purity test. There's a new BDSM test. I might take the, what kind of a dare, like yandere, tsundere, etc. What kind of a dare are you test? Which I saw someone I love, Kason, took and posted a VOD of. Didn't take it live, just posted a VOD. Then on Wednesday, we're going to do yapping, tangents, and Atari. I just want to do a yapping stream, a little bit of hand cam. We'll do some, it's going to be yapping plus hand cam of some new additions to the back library, and do some Atari 7800, 2600 since I haven't hit it in a minute. Thursday, I originally was going to do Kingdom Reaches, or Kingdom the Far Reaches, whatever you want to call it. Or if you want to call it Reaches, a prequel to Kingdom 2 Shadowin', which is the dumbest retitling of it. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to be doing Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the graphic adventure. They specifically titled it the graphic adventure because it's the point and click. There were action games. And then on Friday, I'll be doing Emote Lab for the first time, which is the program a lot of folks have been using to create animated emotes, which I'm hoping maybe I could use for other things too, like maybe even my loading screen. I'll have to check out their terms of service. But yeah, and by the way, this is the thumbnail for the full moon stream. I'm really proud of this one. I am really quite happy with this one. I don't know why. It's an awful fun, it's an awful thumbnail. It's terrible, but I feel good about that. Wait, what was I? Oh, I thought something got frozen on my end. It didn't. Yay. Okay, what else? Before we get into the movie, I just want to chit-chat a bit. Give people a little bit of time to pour in here if they want. We talked yesterday, and we talked about the time Lawnmower Girl came in into the chat, and I'm glad she did because it gave me a perfect time to transition because she's the one who pointed it out to me. The Criterion Collection has optioned K-pop Demon Hunters for a physical release, and this to me is still so interesting. You're staring at that, yeah, and the well, maybe, I don't know. No comment. I actually reused that. That was on one of my New Year's streams too. Welcome in, Omegs. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday. Always stares. I really like that. I'm really happy with that thumbnail. I think my best thumbnails are always my worst thumbnails. Welcome in, Omegs. Welcome in. Just doing a little bit of chit chat before we get into the movie. And by the way, anyone who's in a territory who, if the link to the movie that we posted does not work, you should be able to find another one on YouTube if you just look up The Mechanic 1972 full movie, because I know there are some other ones. And you might be able to find some other links online if you have to. I wish it was archive.org, but I can't. They don't have it. Sorry. It's awful, but I feel good about that. Indeed. The dumbest thumbnails are the best ones. The dumbest thumbnails are the best ones. And, oh my gosh. Yo.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you so much, Flood City. Good luck. Let me back this up. Good luck on the computer. When I was younger, I loved working on my PC. Ditto. Now it's just become another chore, unfortunately. I miss the good old days. Yeah, I built both of the PCs that are in my streaming setup here. My dual PC setup. I did build myself. But the thing is, and I think you can appreciate this. I hope you can appreciate it. What I hate more than anything is thermal paste. More than cable management. It's dealing with that thermal paste. It is dealing with the thermal paste and putting a cooler on it. So I was so worried about switching my processor from one motherboard into another that since the processor I've got it was a reasonable price to begin with, it was dumb, but I picked up, and it was a waste of money. I know it's a waste of money. I'll just work an extra day at my side gig to cover it. I picked up another one of the processor I already had because it is a good price processor. And that way I've got a backup too if something goes wrong, because I always see things about streamers, their computers getting fried. So maybe it's a good thing to have a better backup in place. Been building my own since the mid-90s. Nice! Gosh, I think I built my first... So I was always the one changing components out when I was a little Madamus. Thank you so much for the tip, though. Thank you so much for the tip. Super appreciate it. I was always changing components and stuff and doing that for the family when I was a little Madamus. But I didn't build my first one until probably, I want to say it was like 2017 was my first actual build. And I've still got, well, I don't still have it. I actually wound up giving it to my parents when I built these because I don't have anywhere to put it. It was a small one though. It was a mini ITX build. I tried to build like a Steam box. I tried to build a Gabe cube, and the case was cube-like, but it was still a little larger than I would have liked. I've never messed up, but I also hate the whole CPU cooling installation process. Yeah, and especially the whole idea of removing the cooler and removing the processor and cleaning it off and then redoing it. That's what, because I did it one time, and let's just say an accident did happen. It didn't fry anything, but it was something where I made a mess of things, and I got some of the cooling, I got some of the Arctic ice in the processor pins, and I had to use a toothbrush to get it out, and thankfully I got it cleaned out. Once I realized toothbrush, it's scary. Yeah, once I realized toothbrush to get it out, it was easy. But it was also one of those things that if I can avoid it, I'll avoid it. And since it was a case where the processor I use, the price of it's pretty much the same price I originally paid, and that is, it is under $100, which is still a lot, but it's under $100. So I just decided, heck with it. I'll pick up another one. I'll leave the existing processor in its current motherboard, and I'll keep that motherboard, everything set as an emergency backup. Most of the good pastes aren't conductive anymore, so you shouldn't have an issue. Gotcha. I don't know if my Arctic ice, I don't know if it is. I'll have to check it. Because it's the same tube. I've still got the same tube of it. Because it's a couple years old, but I know it hasn't dried out yet. If it has, I'm in trouble. If it has, then excuse me. Hydration break, chat. If you got a drink, take a drink. Hydrate or dihydrate. But yeah, so like I was mentioning, just real quickly, I mentioned yesterday about the K-pop Demon Hunters thing going to Criterion. One of the things that makes this so noteworthy, chat, is because K-pop Demon Hunters is a Netflix thing. And typically Netflix, it is pulling teeth and if not flat out impossible to get Netflix stuff released on physical disc. Netflix does not want their stuff available physically. For me, I just use heatsink fan. It's been working pretty well for me. Oh yeah, mine is it is a heatsink fan. The only thing is, so the one I use, Omegs, I forget what it is. It's one which had a really good review, and it's almost as good as a low quality liquid cooler. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me see what type it is, because I've got it in both of my existing PCs, and I picked up another one for this motherboard because they're relatively cheap. That's not to say they're cheap. I mean, Madamus has spent stupidly in January and February, and he hopes to change that in March. So this is like the last gasp of the stupids. It is a Thermalright brand. It's the Thermalright Assassin X120 SE. And they're around the $17, $18 mark. And it's a really, really good heat sink and fan. It's given me good results. I've been really happy with it in both PCs at this point. Heatsink fan been working for me. Then we just need to give Madamus more money to spend. Let's wait until I give you let's wait until I give you until I can do some sort of a proper donathon or something with rewards, something where I could give you guys back. Because I've said this before, and this is something from one of my Oshis. I don't want to just be donathons. I want there to be something where people get something with things for a certain goal. I didn't miss the movie, did I? No, you did not. Welcome in, Vice. Welcome in. And welcome in, Jennifer. Welcome in. I hope you are both having a good Friday, a good evening. I picked up some new paste, Arctic MX7. It comes with cleaning pads for $10. I don't know how much mine was. It was probably about the $10 mark. Interesting. And you know what? You just reminded me. I have got that I picked up at some point, but I'm not willing to test it with my... Oh, no! Oh, Megs, we've already proven it's broken! Oh, no! Oh, no, Ear Trumpet already came in and tried. Oh, thank you for trying. Again. Thank you, Omegs. Here, let me send feedback real quick. Let me send feedback, and I closed out my thing because I assumed, oh, well, that'll be the only membership thing tonight. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry anymore. I can close my pre-written statement. But thank you, Omegs. Weather's getting warmer. Nice, nice. Oh, hi, feedback. I'm Omegs. Thank you, Omegs. Thank you for, wow, how many months is that? Let's go, 8 months. Thank you so much, Omegs, for 8 months. Yowzers. It's getting warmer. Yeah, ditto, Jennifer. It cooled down here, and it's been super, super, super pouring rain today. At where I am, and it will be probably tomorrow. I'll talk about that, too, because it brought back a memory. But yeah, it's starting to warm up. It's starting to warm up again, which I didn't have too much of a...
Here we go. Money talk.
Thank you, Omegs. Thank you for the $5 and the Shy Siren. Welcome in. Thank you for sending feedback, Siren. Thank you so much. Welcome in, welcome in. By the way, chat, if you haven't checked out the Shy Siren's channel, there is the link. Be sure to do so. She does some amazing content. She does amazing content. She's an amazing person. Well worth watching. You need a gift sub status like you have for No Hints. I guess I do. You know what, Flood City? That's actually a really good idea. It's an idea. It's one of those things I shouldn't have to do, but I might do that. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to, when I get some time over this weekend when I get a break in the cleaning, I will probably do that. Thank you so much. Okay, here, let me send this feedback. My favorite Charles Bronson movie is Red Sun with Toshiro Mifune. Welcome in, Luciano. You know what? Luciano, I have never seen that one. And part of the reason is, for some reason here in the United States, getting it on home video is just a total CF. You can get it elsewhere, but there you can't get Blu-ray. I think Warner Archive finally put out a burned DVD, which I won't do the burned DVDs. But yeah, for some reason, it's like considered one of the masterworks, like you said, and yet, here, let me do it from this one instead. All right, here we go. Okay, where is it? Pause it there. Okay, stop. All right, here we go. Hi, feedback. I'm Omegs. I'm going to leave that on stream like that when I do this. All right, just a second, chat. Let me send this feedback. Let me send, if it opens. There we go. Okay, Control V again. Control C. Okay, copy the stream link. For the second time. For the second time tonight. Let me just do that. One of my live viewers gifted a membership to my channel. It went undelivered. This ongoing problem. It has been at its worst this week. 0 memberships have been delivered. Period. Okay. Now, capture screenshot. Just a moment, chat. Just one moment. Allow. I don't know why it always asks me to allow. Of course I'm allowing you. If I wasn't allowing you, why would I even click the button for sending screenshots? Done. Send. Finito. Okay. Boom. Sent. Thank you. And thank you for the tip again, Omegs. And thank you for the tips, Flood City. And thank you for the tip, Ear Trumpet. And there we go. Okay, where am I? Let's see. Who have I missed? What have I missed? Yeah, so Red Sun is one I keep waiting to get released. CF, Creative Fun. That'll work. Something like that, Imred. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a good night. I need to watch Red Sun. Yeah, I might just give in and see if it's region free. I might just import it. I've been importing stuff recently too, like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Red Sun is so good. Dropping a quick hi. Hello, Hiriki. I hope you are having a good night. Thank you for dropping a quick hi. Chat, also be sure to follow Tatsuhiko Hiriki. Her channel link has been posted by the library bot. She does, again, I say this about everyone who I say it about, but it's always the truth. She does a lot of cool content. Just the other day, she was like folding 1,000 pieces of origami in silence, which would, you know, probably be making me be looking for bullets, driving me nuts. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, bad joke. But man, I don't know how you do something like that. I don't know how you do something like that. I feel like once I got to number 10, I'd be, you know, begging for mercy. Oh man. Hi. What do we got? What do we got? Samurai versus Cowboys. Yeah, I know it's something along those lines. I gotta see it. I have a feeling the feedback's going to YouTube's spam folder. I'm not sure. I think it just goes to an automated thing. Vice, happy Friday to you as well, Imred. Unless I already said it, in which case double happy Friday or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I think it goes to an automated thing because a lot of times it triggers the refunds, Vice. So that's why I always say, anyone, if you ever gift me and it doesn't go through, please send feedback so that you can make sure you get your refund, unless it falls into that really crappy YouTube terms of service thing where I have no control. But if that ever happens and you want me to refund you directly, like if you, I know I've said this to Kimmy and Jay and Red when they've dropped big chunks. If that ever happens and you want me to refund you directly, don't hesitate to reach out, and it'll be a case of once I get paid, you'll be paid back. Because I don't like that. I've said before, I want to make sure y'all are getting what you paid for. I want to make sure everyone gets what they're paid for, which is, you know, with my channel, usually nothing. Oh, we had K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, I just wanted to say real quick with the K-pop Demon Hunters thing, with Criterion getting them, and getting a Blu-ray through Criterion, it's a big thing. It's a big get. It's odd for Criterion, because once again, I said this last night, I would have expected Shout Factory, because Shout Factory's dealt with Netflix a few times before. But also, I'm hoping it's signaling a change, chat, because Netflix typically has not been willing to let any of their stuff, for the most part, be released to physical media. Only very rare cases. And it's led, unfortunately, to a lot of stuff that's kind of, sort of, just kind of lost, it seems. Lost in limbo. There's an anime series, I can't think of the name of it, but season 1 was released by Crunchyroll, streaming and on Blu-ray. Season 2 was Netflix, so it's never gotten a physical release. And season 3 and the movie were released by Sentai. Oh, and by the way, Sentai, recently, I forget what the series is, I'll have to look it up sometime, but just, I always thought Sentai was okay as far as localization. Apparently, Sentai's been caught changing some stuff recently, not like older, recently, with localization, adding in, like, political points about cancel culture or something. Why do they do this? Why can't they help themselves? Just translate it. You know, localization is one of those things that decades ago maybe made sense, because things like, politics, I know. Decades ago, localization, welcome in, Greg Johnson, welcome in. We're not talking politics, but localization in general, to me, it made sense decades ago, because there was a lot more, the world was a lot smaller then. So it wasn't like you could instantly reach out and see something from Japan or from Italy or from France or from wherever. It was always a case of trying to make it appeal towards the local audience, towards the Western audience or whatever. And so a lot of it, except for when it came to politic crap, excluding the politics crap, it made sense. Localization made sense. We've reached a point where it's just not needed. It's just not needed. We've reached a point where now, with the internet and everything else, where people can look up the meanings of stuff, and people can look up the different things of cultures. If people have a question about festivals in Japan or visiting a shrine or anything like that, people can look it up and learn. It's not the world has gotten. Well, no, I said the world was smaller then. The world was a lot bigger then. The world's gotten a lot smaller is what I mean. The world's gotten a lot smaller because you can reach out and find the information you need on this stuff, and localization just isn't needed, generally speaking. What else was I? So, but in any case, yeah, so the Netflix thing with K-pop, I hope this is signaling a change. I hope it means that we're going to see more of the Netflix stuff start making their way to physical media. I hope maybe Netflix has realized that they should be allowing this stuff to disseminate that way. I don't think they have. I don't think they are, but I hope so. Also, as far as the Paramount grabbing up Warner Brothers, the only thing that scares me about it, chat, is, and I've kind of said this before, is I look at the stuff Paramount has broken. You look at what Paramount did to Halo, and you look at what Paramount especially did to Star Trek. Star Trek, in my opinion, Star Trek at this point is more broken than Star Wars. I think Doctor Who's the most broken. Doctor Who would take a monumental effort to retcon at this point and fix. Star Wars would take a lot. I think Star Trek is somewhere in between. Come on, localizers, if you want Americans to love and praise you. Praise the Imperials, love you. Just praise the Imperial system. The only localization I still love, more recent localization, we'll just call within the last 20 years recent, is Ghost Stories. And I love it because it's also everything wrong with localization. We'll have to see what Skydance does with everything. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it, Flood? It's going to be interesting. My concern, and that's where my concern is, because, you know, this means now that Paramount Skydance would have their fingers in the pot of, it's a great dub, but I also wish we had a more standard dub, just because I'd like to see the regular thing, not necessarily subtitled. I wish, you know, I'd like to have both. I love, and this is coming from someone who owns Ghost Stories. Okay, I bought that Blu-ray once I was able to, because it was one of those things of get it while you can. Get it before it does disappear into the void, before you're having to go to archive.org. Yes, we're gonna be watching a movie tonight, chat, but let me go through a few couple things. Yeah, the Skydance thing, the only thing that bothers me, chat, with Paramount is this means they got their fingers in DC now, and Harry Potter. And what else? I mean, you look at all the whole cartoon Hanna-Barbera library would be them then too, Looney Tunes. And it's one of those things where if they learned lessons from everything they've screwed up, I would say it's a good thing. I would say this could be a great thing, because Warner Brothers has broken enough stuff too. But the fact that Paramount keeps pushing this horrible, getting worse all the time Star Trek crap, and just keeps trying to gaslight people into thinking it's a success, that doesn't make me confident. So yeah. Oh, real quickly, before we, a couple other things I was going to mention. Well, actually more than a couple. 3 things right here I made a comment on. First of all, one thing funny about last night's stream. For those of you who were here last night, we played Maniac Mansion, and for it, I turned on one of my BGMs, because the game doesn't really have a music soundtrack except the opening title music. So the BGM that I used, which I've used a ton of times, it's the 80s. I call it the corno grind BGM, even though it doesn't really sound like corno music, but I just call it that. It got copyright flagged. Not like a strike, but a flag preventing my monetization. And it got flagged as something completely that it's not. The AI picked it up as, I don't even know what it is. The name of the song and the name of the artist were entirely written in kanji. I don't know if it was Japanese or Korean or what, but it was in some form of kanji. So I don't know what it is, but I disputed it because I blame the AI gods for the flag. And yeah, and I'll tell you, it's one of those, I didn't dispute it as fair use or anything, because this is a song from one of those music libraries I paid for. So I do have a written license for it. And I uploaded the license to my Google Drive and sent them a copy of the license in my dispute. The only thing which bothers me, Omegs and everyone, and this is what, I've never had this issue really, but it's something that always bothers me. The flag system is something else that's broken on YouTube. Yeah, it's bad and it's getting worse too. Because there's another flag on that too. I'll tell you, and it's not a demonetization or anything, but it's what the hell flag. I'll come back to that. But the thing about the disputes is you file a dispute and it's basically up to the artist, the person who's claimed it, to come back and say, oh, you're right, we release you. Or to say, no, we're holding you to it. Once they say they're holding you to it, you can appeal the decision. But if you appeal the decision, YouTube basically says, if we decide against you, we will give you a full-on strike for wasting our time, which is bogus. And it's especially bogus because you and I know that once if I have to, yeah, Omegs, isn't it insane? You and I know, and dogs know, that if I appeal it to YouTube, I'm not appealing it to people on YouTube. I'm appealing it to the YouTube AI. And if the YouTube AI already screwed up, it's not going to admit it's wrong. YouTube can do no wrong. Yeah, it's bogus. It's bogus. And it doesn't happen just to me. I know, well, Hee-chan, Hiraki, who was just in here saying hi, it happened to her recently because she sent me a DM about it, sort of all upset about it and worried about, because they also warn you about filing disputes, that if they determine that, they warn you that your channel may just be closed if we feel you are filing fraudulent disputes. Now, I've never felt my disputes, even with fair use, have never been fraudulent, so I don't pay attention to that, but it happened to her. It happened to Kason recently. Kason did a karaoke and it flagged one of her songs, I guess, as a completely different song than what she sang. Great job, YouTube. Oh, and the other one, the YouTube AI flagged me at, and it's not something I can appeal because there's no monetization restriction attached to it. For some reason, that sound effect for the nuclear reactor in Maniac Mansion, that or whatever, YouTube picks that up as some song called like Pennies and Loafers or something like that. And this happened to me with another stream too, but there's no restriction on it, so I can't even appeal it to get removed. But it's not the song. If that's the song, then I don't understand. Wow, this is also, isn't it though? Isn't it though? It's amazing. Ah!
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you, Ear Trumpet. Thank you so much for the tip. You don't, oh, I appreciate it. YouTube gives and YouTube takes away. Blessed be the name of YouTube. There you go. Yeah, YouTube. Just remember, YouTube, you got, yeah, you should fix things. There, see, YouTube, if you're listening, YouTube AI, if you're listening, fix the YouTube memberships, because don't forget, that super chat, you just got a 30% cut of that. That's the way this works, right? You just got 30% of that $5. So based on that alone, you should be fixing things because then you'll get more money. You'll be getting all the cuts from the membership. See, YouTube, it's in all of our best interest. You know, I always put that, by the way, ear trumpet, and thank you so much for the tip. I always put that whenever I send feedback. I always put that in it that the sooner YouTube fix this, the more money YouTube will be getting from my viewers. I always try to, you know, drive that home of, hey, if you fix this, you're going to be getting more money. But the problem is, Google's too busy to care about dollars. Google only cares about the tens of thousands and the millions and the billions, you know? Blessed be the name of YouTube. Ah, welcome in, Daylin. Welcome in, welcome in. YouTube doesn't care about profit. Yeah, I don't ear Trump. And yet they only care about profit. Isn't it so weird? They don't care about it, and yet they only care about it. It's the oddest thing. I wonder how we can appeal to AI. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why, but that reminded me. I do need to make a short still from that quote the other day that happened on stream that we need better slurs or whatever it was I said. I still need to make that into a short, and I'm just waiting for the YouTube AI to decide, hey, guess what? We're not going to let anyone see this one. Wonder how we can appeal to it. Yeah, that way you could stay in their good grace and not get hit. You know, the problem is, Omegs, I think I probably have a black mark next to my name because of some of the things I've said in the YouTube online, the creator support. Like that time I accused them with the whole not... when they gaslight always that your viewers haven't opted into memberships. When I accused them of calling my viewers retarded in those words, I probably got a permanent black mark next to my name, so oops. It's about being a funnel for Google. Yep. Maybe because we say clanker and slop, they see you as a target. Yeah, but you know that you and I both know, Omegs, they were already screwing me over long before the clanking and the slop started. The clankage and the sloppage. They're always watching you, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably my whole fault. You know what? I'd like to go ahead and take the blame now and say I'm the reason that YouTube banned the entire English language a few days ago. I'll go ahead and take the, you know what? Thank you. I'm gonna put out a tweet later tonight to that effect. I'm going to put out, and I'd like to apologize to everyone for YouTube banning the English language in chats earlier this week. I take full responsibility. I don't know why. I think I'm gonna do that because it amuses me. What else was I going to talk about? I don't know. We're going to watch a movie. I promise, chat. We're going to watch a movie. Oh, I hope humanity bands together and invents an English too to confuse the AI. Oh my God. That, I don't know why. That reminds me of the only joke I ever liked in the Blues Brothers. I wasn't a big fan of the movie, The Blues Brothers, but that one joke where they ask, what type of music do you play here at like this bar? Well, we play both kinds, country and Western. That just made me so happy. I don't even listen to country. That made me so happy. They're just jealous of your avatar. They want to turn the M into the YouTube. So, okay. I'll make you a deal, YouTube. I'll make you a deal. You listening to me, YouTube? You start putting me on the featured page. You know, I'm not even going to say every day, but once a week with one of my upcoming live streams, not something past. And you fix the membership issue. And I will change the M on my shirt to the YouTube logo. Okay? I'm saying this right now. Contact me. You've got my email, YouTube. You email me. You get in touch with me. I will do this. I will take that. I will take that. I will change my VTuber. My VTuber name will become, maybe I'll keep the Madamus somehow, but it'll be like Madamus Captain YouTube. I don't know. Captain of the good ship YouTube. There. You want it, YouTube? I can be bought. I can be a lady of the evening. I can be, this will be the red light district. Yeah, there. Boom. And that's all it takes. Actually, no, that isn't all it takes. I probably want a bigger cut somewhere than that, but I don't know. Just email me. We'll negotiate this. I'll be like that. I'll happily be like the idiot who got, I don't know if y'all remember this, but back like, I don't know, I guess it was 20 years or more than 20 years ago now, where some guy got Mitt Romney tattooed on himself. Just like because he like I don't know why, you know. I'll go ahead and be that VTuber with the YouTube thing. We'll work it out. I can be bought. Let me back this up. LOL. Oh boy. Monkey's paw curls. Red light Madamus Prime, YouTubius Prime. I know y'all. I'm sorry. Hydration break. If you gotta drink, take a drink. Hydrate or dihydrate. By the way, that wasn't a political statement. I'd just like to say that right now. If you're someone who gets the name of any political candidate, I don't give a crap who it is. I don't care who it is, what walk of life it is, whether it, I mean, if you're doing something like that, there's something wrong with you. You need to, someone needs to stop you. Like Pete Davidson, the Saturday Night Live guy, I think he got removed now, but I know there was something about him getting like Hillary Clinton's face tattooed on his arm. That was just a very bad life choice. You know, win or lose, whatever, doesn't matter. That is just horrible. It doesn't matter, ear trumpet. Whether it be Harris or Trump or Obama or or Sanders, or let me pull a name out of a hat. Let me pull a random one out of a hat. Herman Cain, whatever. Man, that's a flashback. I remember I had forgotten about that. That's just a bad decision. You make bad choices and you need someone in your life to stop you. I say this as I'm willing to sell my soul to YouTube tonight. But I won't get it as a tattoo. Yeah, get the name of somebody. Good on your face instead, like Madamus. Okay. I was about to say I'd pay someone to do that, but the truth is I would not pay someone ever to do that because I would not want you doing that to yourself. I legit would never want you doing that to yourself. Only Pedro, nobody else. Okay. All right, fine. I concede to Dalen's point. If you want to get vote for Pedro tattooed, I support that decision because he offers you his protection and will make all of your dreams come true. So fine, whatever, fine, okay. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So next week cleaning. We talked the Netflix. I talked to the monetization. Oh. Two last things before we hit the movie chat. Yeah, I know, we're doing a long intro. I'm giving people a chance to pile in here if they want to, if they're late. I don't want anyone to miss the movie. Or I at least want people who don't want to watch the movie to get a good yap out of the thing. Selling your soul. Oh, boy. Yes, indeed. But hypothetically, if you would pay us for the face tattoo, how much are we talking here? I don't know, an extra member stream. I'm sorry. My I can barely bring myself. I'm like having to I can't even talk myself into buying other VTuber merch. I'm trying to talk myself into doing that half the time, so I can't bring myself to. I don't think I could. I don't think I could ever come up with a number. Oh man. Actually, you know what the funny part is? I was just thinking, one of my Oshis, I'm just thinking, if I were to ask her that question, she probably would have said, WTF, you should be paying me for the right to get my name tattooed on you. That for some reason, that strikes me that way. Maybe I'm wrong. If someone doesn't want to watch a Charles Bronson movie, we'll ask them politely yet firmly to leave. Indeed. But there might be an issue with some people, depending on region, being able to access the movie and maybe not finding a copy. So, and I get that. And there might be some people who've seen it and just don't want to watch again. I don't really understand, but I'll lie and say I understand. How about that? Oh, 2 last things to mention, and then we will get into the movie. First of all, last night I mentioned something about potentially getting another YAAAAP sealed graded game to bust open on stream. I don't think that's going to happen, and here's the reason why. The one which I was looking at as a potential to bid on and try to grab, it turns out I wouldn't ever really be able to use it myself. It turns out it's a light gun game, and light gun games just aren't feasible in current year. So, and it's also on a console where I don't think I have a light gun that would work with it. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to nix it. I wish it had an option for, because I've got one game on the system that's light gun or controller where you can move the crosshair around. Apparently this one isn't. So, yeah. Sorry. We'll see if I can get a second YAAAAP game, a second YAAAAAP game to you know, make people really clutch their pearls, hopefully. But if not, sorry, unlimited. Last thing to mention, well, there is one more. The Yapper, he has 100 ways to yap, and they all work. I love that. Thank you. Man, I should make that into a meme. The last thing I wanted to mention, it has to do with a collab. Not on my channel, but elsewhere. Aiko Zuri. You know Aiko Zuri? We raid into her a lot. Aiko. We love Aiko. I love Aiko. Aiko is one of my people I consider to be a major influence on me. And so this is already an honor, I hope. It's crazy the zapper guns don't work anymore. Yeah, it's sad about the CRTs. Yeah, it's sad. And but that's one of those things. Yeah, I just can't bring myself to do it. Truly crazy, there ain't no more duck hunts. Well, there is an adapter specifically for Duck Hunt. Was a Kickstarter. I don't know where you could get it. There is an adapter where you put the Duck Hunt cartridge into like this adapter for the gun for it to read it before putting it into the... I don't know, there is a specific Duck Hunt that was a Kickstarter campaign, Omegs. There's a specific Duck Hunt light gun unit where you're supposed to be able to use... It's its own proprietary zapper that you can use with a modern TV. But I've never really read up on it because since it was just Duck Hunt, it didn't seem... I mean, who the hell wants to buy a different zapper for every single light gun game, you know? I just bought another CRT, really? I have a problem. You know, but lucky you. See, I've only got one CRT, and it is one of my hand-me-downs from the family. It is the oldest CRT I think my family had, so it doesn't look that great. It's one which I really specifically remember from when I was an itty-bitty madamus, that they, for whatever reason, never junked. But Aiko. I want to mention Aiko. So Aiko was doing a donathon, and I thought part of this was a joke. I didn't really get it, and I agreed to it while I was in her chat, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. So she was doing a donathon, and apparently chat talked her into, for one of the donathon goals, to collab with me. I think it's to either do a dramatic reading of either a Yowie or a Yuri something. I don't know which, and that's even frightening me. Well, apparently I guess it was legit, and they hit the donathon goal because she sends me a DM on Twitter saying, hey, because we're not friends yet on Discord, hey, do you want me to go ahead to whatever, join with something? Do you want to meet up on Discord for the collab? So at some point, chat, just so you know, in the coming weeks, I'll be on Aiko's channel doing something Yowie or something Yuri. You're welcome. That's awesome. Have fun! Thank you, Siren. I don't know how to react to this. I question my life choices. I question my life choices. Mwahaha, nice. And oh my gosh, I still remember how I'm like, now it's suddenly coming back because it was something someone said in chat, hey, for one of the goals you should do a collab with Matt. And I'm thinking, at what point do I, my brain's like trying to think, why is Madamus a collab goal? Tell her it has to have ropes. Oh God. I'm like trying to think how does Madamus become a collab goal, and then somehow it expanded to being like reading Yowie or reading Yuri. So I don't know. I'd like to remind everyone that I am Say So though. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everyone before it ever happens that I am 100% Say So. Well, I came in at the right time. Welcome in, Seraphist. Welcome in. We're gonna start the movie in a moment. Yeah, hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you and Siren both are having a good Friday. Oh, excuse me. Yowzers. Wow, that hit me out of nowhere. Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep again. I say that every night, but I'll tell you what was happening. There was a noise early morning, and I thought one of my neighbors, because I've had problems with neighbors like doing noise stuff before, I thought one of them was doing like beaming a high-pitched sound just to piss me off, because I've had some, don't get me started, long story. It turned out someone nearby had gotten one of those, rented one of those bouncy castles for their kids, and the motor for the thing must put off this really high pitch, like it was like a whistle. And it just was like piercing right through my skull. So it took forever for me to get back to sleep. That was misery. It was easier to get back to sleep though once I realized that was what it was. Once I knew what it was versus the I must be going crazy type thing. Or I'm being targeted. Yeah. So I think that's it. There was one last thing I was going to mention, which was pointless. Maybe I'll mention it later. It was a random memory. Chat. Let's go ahead and head into the movie watch along room thing. Let's head into the little TV room thing. Hold on. What's going on here? Also, for anyone in chat who is running the dual app feature, there's a dual app feature and also encounters an error saying can't play in mobile browser. Just click show desktop page and it'll play perfectly. Really? Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that was even an option with the mobile browser. Okay, shows what I know. I do so little YouTube except like occasionally checking messages on it on my tablet and whatnot. I rarely use it on my tablet. I used to use it a lot on my tablet before I started doing it. Now I'm always working on stuff, so I'm sitting here in the cubicle watching people. Including the Shy Siren, who you should definitely subscribe to. Okay, where's the thing? Where's the watch along thing? No, that's not. Watch TV, that's the one we're looking for. Okay, chat, let's go ahead and head into the little TV family room thing. I need to change the background of it because it's just the generic path. I'm gonna work on some stuff for March. I promise. I have dual app mode enabled because I only have a phone. Gotcha. Understood. All right. Door transition. Okay. And quick hydration break. If you got a drink, take a drink. Hydrate or dihydrate. Wait a second. Why is that? Hold on just a moment here. I'm having a bit of a... Oh! I thought the timer was on the screen, but it was Daylin's name was just staying in one space. Okay. Let me move the timer, though, in front of the stream avatars. Because I do need them to be there, yeah. In front of that, and I'll move the emotes right there. Okay. Oh, wait. Wait, where did the stream avatars go? No, I didn't mean for that. Okay. There they are. Okay, and the emote wall I need there. Okay. All right, chat. There you go. So here's the way it works, chat. Link is pinned. That is the current YouTube free with ads version of the mechanic. That's the version I'm going to be watching. If you can't watch with that link, you should be able to find another one here on the YouTube. There will be no sound from the movie on stream. If you do hear sound from the movie on my stream at all, so you'd hear like a double sound if you've got playing yourself, please let me know so that I can make sure I get that nipped in the bud, because I don't want to, you know, get busted. And I'm double checking it, monitor only. I should be good. Okay. It's also on YouTube channel. Flick. Yes. Thank you, Flood City. If you're looking for another link, because I saw that one, there's a channel called Flicker Free. Be sure to check it. If you're in another region, it might work better for you. Ruka, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you are having a good day as well. Thank you for stopping in. And by the way, chat, there's Ruka's channel. Another channel to follow. Do it. Follow all the channels. Have all the fun. Win all the games. There's Ruka's channel. Be sure to give Ruka a follow for lots of cool content. Okay, and as you can see on the bottom of the screen, so the screen behind me is going to be flickering. For those of you who are new to my watch-alongs, the screen behind me is flickering. Have fun stream. Thank you. I hope so. Screen behind me is flickering. That's so that it hopefully does not get flagged by the YouTube AI. It'll be a copy of the movie showing there, but that'll be just for reference purposes, just so that you can make sure you're sort of on the right time. Let me see. Also depending on setup, if anyone can't use audio for both stream and movie, closed captions are available in the movie. Gotcha. Well, that's unfortunate. I hate to say it. I'd rather you watch the movie than watch me, maybe. I know that defeats the purpose, but that's weird with the effects. It's getting that weird stat. There's like a singular line going across it. I'll have to check that out later. I don't know what's going on with it. Anything else to mention right before I start? Oh, right here at the bottom of the screen, right below me, there is the playback timer. That will show you the point in the movie that I am at, so that you can do both setups. Some cannot. Yeah, no, I can do both. Some setups can't. No, I got that, Daylin. I'm just saying, you know, if it comes a point between channel and movie audio and you've never seen the movie, you owe me nothing. You know, enjoy the movie. Have a good time if that's what you prefer. You know what? I'm just looking out for you, chat. I have your best interests at heart, really. Okay. Excuse me. So with that said, I am going to be starting the movie in 5. And I hope I don't get any ads once I do this. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Same here too. I'm just quadruple times the start. Gotcha. Okay. Ooh, United Artists. That is not the original United Artists logo. That is definitely not the original United Artists logo. Hello, Mr. There he is. That's an intro. Is the free with ad version going to affect you? Hopefully not, Flood City. If it does, we'll pause the timer if we have to and let people catch up. Charles Bronson. In a Michael Winner film. Yeah, this is before Death Wish, by the way. Oh, yeah, and by the way, this is the first, The Mechanic. This is the first Charles Bronson movie I ever saw. It's the first one I remember ever seeing. Co-starring Jan Michael Vincent. He was in Airwolf. Just passed away recently, too, I think a few years ago. Keenan Wynn. Okay, I remember Keenan Wynn. He was in one of the Herbie movies, too. Jill Ireland, who was Charles Bronson's wife. She's in a lot of movies with him. Until she passed away. Such a gritty movie. Father Armando de Vincenzo. I didn't notice who did the music on this. Because it's definitely got a... It's definitely got a unique sound. Steven Seagal would have needed a stunt double for all this walking. I tried to tell them. I knew it was... You check that gun. You're going to find a bullet. Oh, Richard Klein was the DP. Richard Klein, he was the DP, the director of photography on Star Trek The Motion Picture, I believe. Amongst other things, but that's the first thing that comes to mind for me. I hate to ask, can you move the timer? I don't know if I can. Let me see. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can safely move it. Hold on. Oh, God. Come on. Hold on. It's going to take a moment. It'll take a moment. Just a moment. 70s is an era to itself. The style of the music, even when the movies were in theaters, they had that dirty aged look. Yeah, they did. They did. All right, let me try this. Yeah, but I don't know where to move it to is my problem. I don't know where to move it to except to a different corner. There. Top right. Hesitant to do top right. Let me try it. Let me try it. Let me try. All right, there. Top right. Your top right shoulder. I don't want to get it outside of the four corners, really, unless I come up with a new look. Unless I come up with a new look, that's, well, let me see. Darn it, let me see. Yeah, I can't. I can only make it bottom right. I can't get it without fully resizing it. Sorry. There. Yeah, that's about the best you're going to be able to get till I can figure something else out, I guess. I'm at the top of your avatar shoulder. Yeah, I can't do that because of the size. It'd be covering my face, Dalen. See, and I love this too because this reminds me of I miss when actors could look normal or ugly. And you know, it's a mixed thing, Twin, because I love you also like good-looking people too. So it's a bit of a mix. I also think it's dumb when they ugly things up, like that Star Wars game where they, you know, took the model and purposely made her more plain, which made no sense. But no, I guess I get that. Especially the normal part. I get that. I'm always hesitant with the ugly because I feel like, you know, people are drawn to certain looks. 2 packs a day will do that to him. See, well, I was going to say, I love this because you'll notice there's been like no dialogue. And I think it was Kubrick who had once said that a movie should be able to be without any dialogue whatsoever. The visuals should be able to carry it. Like almost described dialogue as a crutch. Now, I don't agree with that, but I do think this is a good example of how you don't have to have dialogue. Okay, so he put like gum there. And some sort of acid? Also, if YouTube ever blocks the stream, be sure to let me know, chat, because, you know, after what happened, times past. As for smoking, I don't know how heavy of a smoker Charles Bronson was, but I know he worked out a hell of a lot. There's some sort of old article with him, even in like the 70s, talking about, I do 3,000 reps a day. I don't know what reps he was talking about, but apparently he did 3,000 of them. Because he used to have a pretty chiseled physique, Charles Bronson, during this era. I mean, you wouldn't know it. I mean, well, maybe, but I mean, you compare that facially, he has such a unique look and everything. Unique look plus really a chiseled look. Everyone lied about their routines back then, but yeah, he was I don't know whether he was lying or not, but he was definitely, when you see him shirtless, it's not like, you know, the six-pack, it's not like, you know, the WWE look, but it's very it ain't a dad bod. Oh, balls. Well, looks like I am going to be hit by the commercials. Sorry, chat. Just a moment. Where's my skip? Okay. If you want to resync your timers, chat, I am at 10 minutes. Sorry about that. Okay, so I am at the 10-minute mark. And I'm going to continue playing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's funny because I didn't get hit with the ads last time when we did the transfers ever, which was a free with ads. I don't know what that was in that book that he put in it. Hillbilly bread. Was that the brand? That probably was a thing. And you know what's sad? You probably can't even get away with that anymore. Now I want some hillbilly bread. It's colossal. If Bronson was in Rear Window, the movie would have been really short. Yeah. It's really a shame when he was at Canon that they didn't give him any scripts with any real meat. You look at the stuff Bronson made with Canon, because he made a lot of movies with Canon Pictures. He was their golden boy, but they never really gave him anything good. It was, for the most part. Assassination was good, but a lot of it was just like putting him into the same thing. And supposedly he wanted something more. He wanted some more big, memorable, not just cheap action parts, but that's all they wanted. Gonna drop this guy 5 times: the tea, the stove, the book. He puts stuff everywhere, and the way it all, and I think it all just sort of works together too. I love it. And that too I love. That's one of the things about this that always stuck with me, is that what he's squeezing. I think that's just a ball of wax. I always thought that was so cool. I always kind of thought, boy, I almost want that as a tick for me. Maybe as a fidget thing, is just to squeeze a ball of wax. Oh. Okay, so there's that paste he put in there when it heated up. Plus, there was that other stuff he put the acid or whatever on top of that was slowly eating through it. Yep. Stimming, he must be autistic. This is the original The Accountant. Probably gives you really strong hands. If you were doing that all the time, you could probably, like, literally just crush nuts, I would think. Building up hand strength. What are those, compressed air? Oh, wow. Not like that, Daylin. This has been at least a 12-hour operation. Yeah. He's definitely, he's a very patient man. Yep. Excuse me. I'm going to be hydrating a bit on this. Modern assassin would have gotten distracted by their phone by now. Yeah. Oh, so that's what that book. And he's got something with that compressed air. Yowzers. And that room had filled with gas. That's perfect. If you ever need ideas on how to kill people. No, don't pay attention to me. That is not a clip. All with a gun with no silencer. Crazy Home Alone tactics. But it wasn't even a bullet. It was just a compressed air cartridge he shot over there. That's why I watch this channel. Wait, what? Oh, oh dear. Crazy Home Alone text. Indeed. Welcome in, Ghost Type. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good Friday. Well, another one down, I guess. Honestly, some of the points and click you played arguably had more creative deaths. Fair. Fair. But in terms of a death where no one would have been able to catch on, glad I caught the watch along. Glad to have you here, Ghost Type. Back and good night. Good night, Judd. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Ah, okay, so some sort of mafia thing. Hmm. 16 minutes with no dialogue makes you focus on the action details. Indeed. Indeed, all the little things. Wow. Yep, older movies were paced for people who could pay attention to things. Indeed. Guess that's why I like so many of them better. Oof. Yowzers. That was a bad memory. That was an interesting entrance. Evening, Madamus. I forgot to check in tonight. I'm here for the movie night. Hey, welcome in, Alex. Welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, only 1,000. Welcome in, Alex. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday. Never watched a Charles Bronson movie before, so this is nice. So this is my favorite. First one I ever saw with him. Oof. Wow. Yeah. There's one thing about Bronson I'll try to remember to mention. I'm going to make a note of it when this movie's over. What do we got? Make a note. Neat camel lamp. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, boo. All right. Just a moment. Oh, it's... All right. There we go. All right. Movie is paused because of the ad. I am at the 20-minute mark, chat. My apologies about this. I wasn't expecting the ads to hit as much as they would. Mr. Airwolf looks like he's 18. He's got a hard life ahead of him. Yeah. Jan Michael Vincent, the young man you just saw was played by Jan Michael Vincent. He starred in Airwolf. This is before Airwolf. This is about 10 years before Airwolf. A lot of, yeah. Oh, you got diabetes ads? I got one of the AI slop workout ads or meat something. Now McCormick's cinnamon ad. Okay, well, let me give everyone a chance to catch up then. Love the free ads. Sorry. Oh, we should have done the other one. I should have done the Flickr free. I should have done the Flickr free. Chat, if you want to switch to the Flickr free version, go ahead. The link for Flickr free, if you just do a search for the Mechanic 1972, it should come up. I think the timing's I think the timing's about the same. In fact, you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just do it now. You know what? Write me out. I'm going to. Okay, chat, we're going to pause this for just a moment. I'm going to unpin the message. I'm going to make a copy of the other link real quick. Copy link address, okay. And I am going to, just a moment, let me type a new chat message and pin it. Okay. To watch along with us, you can find the mechanic to here. Okay, and I'll have to put it in my other thing too. Okay, so wait a second. That's not the right link. That's not the right link. Just a moment. Just a moment. My apologies. Oh no, that is the right. Well, maybe it isn't. Just a moment, chat. Sorry about this. Just a brief interlude. Just a brief interlude. Yeah. 10 minutes per ad. 10 minutes every ad. Yeah. Okay. Here's the new source, chat. There's the new movie source. Let me pin it. And let me also put it in the description real quick. Let me change the description. Stream settings. Edit. Find the movie we're watching here. There we go. Save. Okay. Boom. I mean, the overall length of the movie. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, it's 2 seconds shorter. Yeah. No, I saw that. I saw that. Okay, and I'm 20 minutes in, so let me just switch it over on this side. Just a moment. Okay. There's the flicker free. There's the flicker free. Okay, let me get to 20 minutes. Boom. Okay, so we are going to be resuming chat at the 20-minute mark. Is everyone ready to proceed? Type ones if you're able to. Type 1 in chat when you're ready to proceed. Once I see enough ones in chat, I will press play. And while that's going on, I'm going to take a hydration break. If you got a drink, take a drink. Hydrate or dihydrate. Ones, thank you. Everyone else ready? Okay. I'm going to be playing now. Dalen 1. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do a 10-second countdown for anyone still catching up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Huh. Bum. Oh no. How sad. His buddy Harry. Oh. How sad. Well, I mean, you kind of got the feeling when Harry was talking about being in trouble with the organization. Oh, here. I'm fixing something while I'm doing this. Hold on. Yeah. Brightness, contrast. Okay. There. How sad, just waiting on the call. I don't know. I mean, that's when I know people really do that. I know the world is filled with, professional hitmen. I don't know how they do it, though. I know there has to be a lot of. I know there has to be a lot of professional detachment, but it's still, you put enough money in front of a person, it changes the person. Yeah. And I guess having done it probably as a career for as long as he done, enough to become a hitman. Yeah. And to become a professional at it. I guess so. But to me, I'd always be thinking, at some point, the first rule of assassinations, kill the assassin. So at some point, you'll outlive your usefulness. How sad, too, to really, when you put yourself in his perspective, thinking that you were. The fact that you were brought in there thinking you were going to have a chance to chat things out, and it was all a ruse. Man, it's brutal. Heart attack. Looks like. Forgot to do cardio. Yeah, he didn't do his 3,000 reps like Bronson. Got to do those 3,000 reps. Well, man, talk about almost prophetical courtesy saying, finish it. This so he has a heart attack, and why he checked his own pulse. Well, it's so it would look like a heart attack because you saw him right there asphyxiating him. But with the coroner report, it would probably just showed as being a heart attack then. And that's Jill Ireland. She was Charles Bronson's wife, I think, at this time. Up until her death. Trying to see what some of those books are. Man and God. Imagine Leon the Professional with this Charles Bronson. Yeah, hopefully without the kitty aspect. Yeah. Wow. Hmm. It's been a long time since I watched The Professional. I should revisit it. Well, that's a picture. Ooh. I love how this feels over the top. And if you've never seen this, you're about to see why. I think she really played that so well. Yep. Wow. Jeez. Wow. Lady of the night. Interesting way to put it. Red light district, indeed. Wow. Ah. Hmm. There's no wasted dialogue in this either. It's all so to the point. There's nothing extraneous, it doesn't ever seem. Even their chit chat, it doesn't feel like chit chat. It feels like it's all so to the point. Hippies. It's all yours. Maybe you should throw them out. Ugh. Can't blame him. Those are all your friends? Man. Ugh. Good grief. Oh, boy. Yowzers. Oh, welcome in, Nick Gamer. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good night. Oh, boy. Unaliving. Welcome in, Nick Gamer. If you'd like to watch along, the link is posted. We changed links on this because of some ad issues. The Mechanic, 1972. I'd love to have a giant car like that. I actually did at one point, a hand-me-down from my grandparents, but it didn't last. It started rusting away when I moved to a different state. Oh, boy. Ugh. Oh, wow, that's brutal. That is brutal. That is brutal. Oh, man. Oh, ow. Oh, boy. Ugh. Well, I mean, he just answered your question. He's real quick with those calculations. Yeah, yeah. Trying to reassure her with the smile. Wow. It's amazing how, even though his face is always so stone-faced, how much emotion Bronson can really portray just by being emotionless. Wow. Doesn't even offer to drive her. Doesn't even offer to drive her to the hospital. Gives her the keys and tells her to take herself. Mind is always running, you can tell, yeah. It's one of the reasons I feel bad for him as an actor that he never got more meaty parts. I mean, he got this and there are a few, but then like in the 80s, he was just stuck, sort of like Bruce Willis was towards the end of his career, just stuck with nothing but the mindless, you know, almost direct-to-video stuff. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. See, Bronson's doing his cardio. Keenan Wynn should have done his cardio, like y'all said. Fairness to Bruce, who knows how long he's had his issues for. His manager may have just pushed him to roles. In fairness to Bronson, how long he's had his issues. Oh no, that's absolutely true. He was pretty much stuck when he was under contract to Canon, and he was. Oh, and Bruce, it was the same. You know, Bruce Willis, and I think Charles Bronson was the same way. He'd rather be working, sort of like the Nicolas Cage thing. He'd rather be working than not working and holding out for the perfect role. Both of them, I think, saw, just like Nicolas Cage, that it was better to be a constant working actor than to say, I'm holding out for X or for Y and I'm not doing this anymore. So yeah, and that's nothing against Bruce Willis. I mean, if anything, the important thing is he was still the thing about Bruce Willis is he was still getting roles. You can't say that for everyone. Cardio saves lives. Ain't it the truth, though, Megs? I need to start doing more cardio. I feel like after watching this. Ooh, uh-oh. Nervous. Nervous around the water. Oh, dear. Hydrophobic, and he walked into our aquarium. And that goes back probably the beginning of the movie. They talk about him almost drowning. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, they mentioned at the beginning of the movie, they alluded to him almost drowning as a kid. Not the best job to be in if you got something, if you got an anxiety thing like that. Hell of a house. Harry Truman treatment, weakness strikes again. This movie has such an artistic feel. Good crew worked on. Oh, absolutely, Flood City. I've always felt this is the Michael Winner masterpiece and probably the Charles Bronson masterpiece. Everyone always says Michael Winner with Death Wish, and Death Wish is good, but something special with the mechanic. Just camp out outside his house. Hmm. Huh? Indeed. Hmm. Hmm. Fair. Yowzers. Hmm. Long way down. Yeah, none of this B-roll. It doesn't feel like it's not stock footage either, which is nice. Because so many, movies of the period, they just stick in existing footage of planes, biplanes, or whatever. Oh boy. Well, there we go. Good night, everyone. Hmm. Awooga. Awooga. Hmm. 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 And pipe is gone. Yeah, I'm noticing that. I noticed the pipe come and go a bit. At least it went on a different angle, though. So at least you could say, you can use the excuse of maybe he put it down. If it would have disappeared in close-ups, I would have probably noticed it a lot more. Unless I missed that too, which is possible. Huh. It's definitely nothing like Jason Statham, is it? Such a completely different films. Can't even think of it as the Statham one as a remake. Loved playing wall ball as a kid. It was so simple but competitive. I never played it. I love that delivery. Oh, that's against the law. Oh, dear. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Uh-oh. He wasn't supposed to hit him either. Oops. Okay. Cobra Kai looks great. Yeah. Fair. Just a few love taps. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. There's the line. Hmm. Gray hair should have gone full Mike Tyson on the other dude and sampled his ear as a snack. Really? That's interesting. So he kills, and yet it's not about the money. That's interesting. Gonna be the Robin to his Batman. Hmm. All the math that goes into this is so interesting. It's something you never think of with like a hitman, is the math and stuff. This specific scene reminds me of another movie where a serial killer ended up teaching someone how to be a killer. Really? I don't know what movie that is. If you remember it, let me know. Hmm. There aren't enough wax museums like this anymore. Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna start squeezing wax. I was thinking that probably does really strengthen your hands doing something like that. I forgot about that scene. I'd forgotten about him breaking the glass like that. Oh, hello. Oh, I love the little birdies. Hello, you want a little kiss? You want a little kissy kiss? Not him. I meant the birds. I meant the birds. And here I thought Squawks the parrot was busy with Donkey Kong. Bronson's character seems so detached from everything. Yep. I wonder if his occupation is the only thing that makes him feel relevant or alive. It almost seems to be, since the comment he made about money is paid. But he's more interested in the being outside it all, which is interesting. Oh boy. Someone ordered some powdered sugar. My Cracker Jacks never came with treats like that. Do they even put things in Cracker Jacks anymore? They do? Good to know. Forgot to cut open and taste it. Standard procedure. You've been watching too many late night movies. Hmm. A Ford and a Volkswagen. And to share a taste with his colleagues, which is a professional courtesy. It's croquet. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Reading lips. I wish I could read lips that well. I can do to a point, but wow. Croquet smacking ball with hammer. Ah, that's what the hammer was. Gotcha. Gotcha, Dalen. Airwolf seems to be in it just for the thrills. That's dangerous. Yep. Yeah. Jan Michael Vincent seems like he's just looking. Yeah. Oh. Nitric acid. Yikes. Still love the Airwolf theme. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Jan Michael Vincent's character, it seems like it's because of his father keeping him out of it. You know, so the fact that he knew his dad was dirty, but his dad, like, just used him as part of his cover. Oh, wow. Oh! Well, I think Amazon has Airwolf on Prime Video. Nice, nice. Waiting for a Blu-ray set that has the pilot movie. A lot of the Blu-ray sets are the series, but they're all missing the pilot. Chicken Lick It. Chicken. There needs to be a chicken licking company. That is like the best name for a chicken restaurant. Move over, Colonel Sanders. It's finger licking yum. I know I've seen that house in other movies too. That seems to be sort of a typical house they used to shoot a lot of stuff at. Probably still do. I'm gonna shoot the delivery man. Oh boy. Well, got the Bronson wax fist. Wax on, wax off. Smack indeed. Uh-oh. Oh. Worst crime in this entire movie by far. Oh. that up. The man with the chicken fell to the floor. Worst crime. Yeah, yep. Wasting the chicken. No, not cool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not a clean operation. Oof. Bodies in the truck. Chase scene. Indeed. Heh. Obligatory wheelie. Heh. It was a tactical wheelie. Indeed. I love that. That's so true about would call the police, but there's nothing they could do. Man, mood. Thankfully, this isn't Mega Man X2 and Charles Bronson isn't Green Biker, dude. Charles has about 2 pages of dialogue. I wonder how much direction he needed for his acting. I don't know. You look at a lot of the stuff he did, like The Great Escape. He really is he really is a good actor. And really, I gotta say, it being able to pull off a part with so much so much meat to it without any dialogue, I mean, it's probably a lot harder than if you've got 1,000 pages. Well, not 1,000 pages. You know what I mean? Because like I was saying earlier, Stanley Kubrick used to regard dialogue as a crutch in movies and feel like movies should have as little dialogue as possible, since it's supposed to be a visual medium. Which I don't know that I agree with that, but it probably is true. It's probably a lot harder to act and emote if you don't have anything to say along with it. And it's really not an action-y film. I mean, it's got a few of these little action sequences like this, but it's not action heavy. It's not like the Jason Statham vehicle. I can't agree with that. Less dialogue leaves more for the mind to think. Yeah, yeah. And to me, it's a hell of a lot harder, too, for a director. I mean, really, it sort of separates the men from the... Well, bye! Separates the men from the boys in a way. Because being able to pull off a full feature-length something without having a bunch of dialogue to carry it... Oh, I hate this. I hate the thought of this. Older cars like those can absolutely hit each other. Oh, I hate this. Putting them in the nitric acid. Oh, God. I know they're dead bodies, but still, can absolutely hit each other at low speed and barely a scratch, yeah. These days, that would have wrecked the entire side of both collision vehicles. Yeah. Entire side of both. Yep. Agreed. A lot of directors from silent film era thought sound was crutch, too. They're supposed to be moving pictures, damn it. Uh-oh, he's getting called into the boss's office. And he dressed up for the occasion. Uh-oh. Not having dialogue also means you have to be more strategic, yeah, with how you present things. Very challenging indeed. Indeed. 100. Yeah. Takes a lot more thought. A lot more planning. As opposed to, you know, just setting up the cameras at a few different angles and recording big sections of dialogue and knocking that out. Which again is fine. There are tons of dialogue heavy movies I love. But especially something where the moving that's going on, where the visuals aren't a bunch of action. Because again, action is something, I mean, you can fill the bucket with, but when it's just, you know, walking from one end to another, just the shot leading to the house, you have to wait for the sun. Yeah, I probably have to only get one chance a day. Yeah, especially then. I mean, now, you know, CG, they just digitally insert the sun if they need it. Oh boy. Yep. Hmm. There they just recreate the sun rays in the studio lot. Yeah. CG made writers later. Yeah, and directors. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Understood. Oh, it's so ominous. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hmm. Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm. Oof. Oof. Hmm. Touch tone, fancy. Yeah, at this time, actually, that would have been pretty fancy. Come to think of it, yeah, because you were probably still mostly rotary at this point. Huh. Oh boy. Wow. So Steve's been doing his own dossier of Arthur. Our friend lives in a house built in the 70s and has a built-in intercom system and speakers everywhere. Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's very cool. That is very interesting. I would love that, and I'd also hate it. The idea of an intercom, I mean, where I could always be interrupted. So Steve's put together a dossier on Arthur Bishop. Figuring out the wires and cables throughout the house was a nightmare. I can imagine. I can imagine. Ah! Mm-hmm. Nope. Mm. Hmm. So now he's writing up a dossier on Steve too. Freaking it. Mm-hmm. Made in Japan. At least we know they work. Charles Bronson isn't going to use any binoculars made in China. We don't do that Tim use stuff. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's interesting how he is still taking him so much under his wing, giving him all these tips and everything, even though he knows that he's made a dossier on him and that he's basically plotting against him or could be plotting against him. The Arthur Bishop character is so interesting. That and the thing with the hooker always I thought was so interesting, how he wanted something that like resembled a real relationship. Like he wanted the full-on the girlfriend experience thing. Like because he's trying to fill that hole. It wasn't that he was just out there looking for schmecks. He wanted he's trying to fill that hole in his life without filling that hole. Hmm. Fill a hole. No, not like that. No username, but welcome in, welcome in. You know what I mean. I mean, technically, yeah, but you know what I mean. It ain't for the goonage. There's more. The illusion of an emotional connection. For an emotionless man, you got to fill that hole. Where there's a goal, there's a hole. Wait, no, I got that wrong. Pegasus. And Texas. Even though, of course, it's in Italy. GFE sounds about right, yeah. Sure, bruh. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Built-in camera to the binoculars. I mean, it's nothing when you think about it, but it's also fancy. The way that one was. At least to me. Sorry, hydration break. I'm going to go ahead and open another one. If you got a drink, take a drink. Here's your ASMR. I couldn't do that. I'd get brain freeze so bad, y'all. Taking lots of pictures. How's he developing them? He might have a separate little development kit with him. He might have a separate development kit because I know he had in his home the development setup. So it could have been something that because there was an equipment guy he was supposed to get in touch with. Diesel leak explosion. Mm-hmm. And with the score, you notice a lot of piano. A lot of times piano was used in music scores to save money. This is something I learned. Hold on. Just a moment. John Barry had said that piano covers a multitude of sins because it's got a much bigger, grander sound. So if you don't have a full orchestra, you can fill in a lot of parts in a score with piano, and it'll still sound just as big. And I always imagine pianos as being expensive. Oh, they are expensive, but I mean, compared to as far as having one piano player versus having, say, another 10 instruments, another 10 players in your orchestra, 20 players, it's a cheaper option. Because I learned about that. He was talking about that with the soundtrack to a Star Wars ripoff called Star Crash, which has a brilliant score, but it's got a lot of piano, and that's why. And you don't notice it when you're listening to it, really. Because piano covers a multitude of sins. Uh-oh. Wow. Oof. Dude took those slugs like a champ. Yeah. Was probably too dead to feel he was already dead. Okay, 3 minutes. Putting the charges. Mm-hmm. So it was all a setup. Because Charles Bronson took on a new helper that he didn't get permission for. Presumably. Yep. Mm-hmm. Boom! I love real explosions. So much better than CGI. No blue ring coming out of it like the Death Star. Oh, that explosion formed a heart. Well, Naples 69. Old school car chases just feel so different too. They feel so different. It feels so much more real. Well, because it is more real. But without having your drone cams or anything. Occasionally you get a crane camera shot. No digital speed ramping to the editing. It's such a different experience. Yeah, make sure you hit those rocks. We need that shot of you hitting those rocks. Have you ever seen Ronin? Excellent car chase. Yes, I love that movie. I love Ronin. That's one of my favorite movies from John Frankenheimer. The director, John Frankenheimer. I think Ronin is fantastic. Ronin's one of those, it's a shame it didn't do better in theaters. Oh dear. Joy. Yeah, Ronin's great. Great soundtrack on Ronin, too. I always like the music on it. Jumping out of a moving car terrifies me. I don't know why it is, but it always just... I just know I would probably get my arm torn off somehow. Not much of a countdown there, was it? Ready, jump. Well, the car was going slow enough that he practically was able to just step out of it. Whee! Oof. Also, this movie, I've got to say, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's got one of my favorite endings. I think it's got a near perfect ending. Oh dear. Well, oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's Killdozer time. Y'all ever seen Maximum Overdrive? Man, that's something that's terrifying too. The idea of running into something like that. Ooh. And just being slow motion pushed off a cliff like that too. Oh gosh. What must have been going through that guy's head? Oh man. Oh. That's going to be a closed casket. We need a different kind of mechanic here. Yep. Guy on the bike exploded easier than that car. They don't do car crashes like that anymore. Nope. Hmm. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hmm. 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 Ouch. Yowzers. Huh. He didn't even know it. Jeez. Jeez. Yowzers. And the worst part is he suspected even as he was drinking, and he did it anyway. And then basically just taking Charles Bronson's home, Arthur Bishop's house. Oh, I love that little TV over there on that little table, the little spaceship looking TV. Probably black and white, but it's awesome. And the ball of wax. Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then just roll credits. Don't do any sort of, let's wind down and let's let the audience, let's wind it. Let's over explain things. Nope. Just roll credits, and not even long credits. Oh, so there you go, chat. There you go. Ends with a bang indeed. I love that ending. I love that. Steve, if you're reading this, it means I didn't make it back. Man, I botched that. I love that. I love it. I love it. I will never, door transition. Oh man, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you haven't seen it before, I hope you enjoyed the mechanic. That's one of those ones I absolutely love. Real ending, yeah. That was great. I probably wouldn't have watched it myself. I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's one of those ones I agree. It was the first Charles Bronson movie I ever saw. I think I might have seen, because he was in The Great Escape. I might have seen The Great Escape before this, but this is the first actual Charles Bronson vehicle, not to be confused with Exploding Vehicle. The first Charles Bronson vehicle I saw. And this was about the time, too, that he became really, really big name actor, because it was this and Death Wish and Mr. Majestic. And then they were able to start billing him as being Hollywood's highest paid actor, because it's hard to believe. You may not believe it, but there was a time, chat, when he was at the top of the Hollywood food chain. I mean, everyone has their short span of time. He had his, that's for sure, which led to the Canon Films thing. Even though he got stuck making a bunch of crap with Canon Films, he was always working. Up until he got Alzheimer's, he was always working. Haven't watched them forever. Great movie. Yeah, it is. I hope you could do more watch-alongs. Maybe every last Friday of the month. Maybe we'll try to work out something like a normalized schedule for it. That's a good idea, Flood City. One thing I was going to mention about Charles Bronson, which I remember, and it's something which is happy, but it also makes me sad. If I remember correctly, he was the first person to ever get MTV's with the MTV Movie Awards, which I haven't watched since I was teeny tiny. He was, I believe, the first person to ever get their Lifetime Achievement Award. And that was before they turned their Lifetime Achievement Award into a joke. I think it was the very next year that suddenly they changed it to be Chewbacca. But their first year, it was Charles Bronson, and Quentin Tarantino came out to give him his award. Which, because Quentin Tarantino loved Bronson. Mostly, I think for the Mr. Majestic is Tarantino's thing. I'm not a big fan of Mr. Majestic, other than the title. I love the title. It's just his name. And it's not even spelled like Majestic. It's spelled with a Y. But, yeah, I get the draw, but it's never been my thing. I still remember how there were memorial movie marathons when he passed. Were there? Oh, I didn't know that, Daylin. I missed that. I remember when channels like TBS and TNT would do maybe a Bronson marathon, but I don't remember that when he passed. Wow. Yowzer. And speaking of, a lot of his stuff keeps being released 4K, Kino especially. Kino just released, I think they just released The Mechanic in 4K. So there's a remastered Blu-ray too. 10 to Midnight is on the way. 10 to Midnight is one of those 10 to Midnight's interesting. Before we log out for the night, let me just tell you all about 10 to Midnight. So the thing about 10 to Midnight is Canon Films, that's something we should watch along, is that Canon Film documentary, Electric Boogaloo, someday. Canon Films didn't even have a script. They would just go to Cannes Film Festival and different film festivals, Golan and Globus, and they would just sell movies with a title and a poster. They'd just convince investors based on a title. They just would go to investors and, you know, a new movie we're doing next year, we're doing a Charles Bronson movie, is going to be called 10 to Midnight. And so then at that point, they were basically locked into, okay, we got to write a movie called 10 to Midnight. So that's how 10 to Midnight came to be. And 10 to Midnight is kind of a sick movie. It has to do with a pervert who runs around naked killing girls between 10 and midnight. I love the fake trailers they made that didn't get made. I haven't seen all their fake trailers. I know they were doing the Spider-Man. I know they were going to do Spider-Man. Yeah, my roommate found it, so I watched the movies with my roommate. Nice. They ran for about a week or two. Wow. Literally managed to see the full movie of all the movies on different days. Oh, wow. Nice. Oh, man. Yeah, Canon Films. And they're not the only ones, Twin Opinion. Full Moon and Charles Band were famous for doing that too. He would show up at film festivals with a poster to sell a movie and then go back. They'd go back and write it. Oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to think I was thinking about Canon the other day. I was thinking about their Journey to the Center of the Earth. They sold a movie called Journey to the Center of the Earth, and everyone assumed it was going to be based on the H.G. Wells thing, and it wasn't. They wound up doing something that was a sequel to Alien from LA called Journey to the Center of the Earth, and it was when they were out of money, so they couldn't even complete the effects. It's a terrible movie. Alien from LA isn't very good either. Albert Pune directed Alien from LA, and I guess started directing Journey to the Center of the Earth when they, fired him. I don't know. Well, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was Rusty Limerand or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I'd have to research it. I'm not researching that tonight. Yeah, it was convenient because I didn't have to deal too much with my roommate, but still got to see all the marathon movies. Nice. That'll work, Daylin. That'll work. That's the best of both worlds. Oh, boy. Well, I hope everyone had a good time tonight. Well, this is going to be a shorter stream, obviously, because of this, because it's just a watch-along. Just a watch-along. Let me shut off this. Hold on. There we go. Let me make sure my chat's still working, because I'm having some weirdness on my end. Okay, there we go. And here's this. And, okay. Yeah. There we go. Boom. All right, just had to check a couple things because I had some weirdness just happen. Okay, chat. Just a reminder, the schedule for next week is done. Those of you who came in late, always some weirdness, some YouTube magic with the weird. Running. The RAM leak is back, Omegs. The Google browser, Google Chrome is running out of RAM, running out of memory during live streams anymore, and even during the YouTube studio. It's bizarre. Also, Resident Evil 9 is kind of scary. I keep pausing it. The game itself, so last night, Omegs, I had two people on who were playing it. I had a little bit of Gooby on. Gooby was on, and I had a little bit of Ryan on, and I know Ryan was screaming. Ryan got jump scared. There was one time she didn't hear a zombie that was like right next to her. Yeah, the starting section with Grace is pretty intense. I wonder if that's where it was. I was working on stuff, so I just kind of had it on in the library in the background. Mainly because I was going ahead and working on my schedule, which I'll pop up real quick. Schedule for next week, we already talked about it. I'm taking off Monday because tomorrow, Sunday, after my side gig, and Monday I'm going to be cleaning the streaming center cubicle thing and changing the motherboard and all that stuff. Yeah, it won the poll. By a hair's breadth, it won the poll, Omeg. So Tuesday is the full moon. We're going to be doing grading the Sussimus. We're going to do at least one test, maybe more, depending on how they go. Need more yap. This is almost all yapping, I swear, this week. Wednesday is going to be Yappamus. It's going to be yapping and tangents and Atari. So we're going to go through some new additions to the back library and then maybe try out a few of the Atari things. Thursdays, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the graphic adventure. So it's the point and click adventure. And Friday is going to be Emote Lab, which I haven't even opened. So I hope that doesn't turn out badly. The RAM leak is only your imagination. They totally had already long ago fixed that. Exactly. And if it is still going on, I should ask my chat, because clearly it's my viewers' fault because they weren't opted into the RAM leak. Oh, you know it. You know that's what would happen. Okay, y'all know it. Thank you, everyone, tonight. Let's see who we can raid. If y'all are up for a raid. If y'all still want to do a raid. Why am I saying it like that? That's so cheesy. Yeah. Hey. Oh, let's see. Let me. Have a good week and good luck on the computer. You as well. I'll say my proper goodbyes in a minute after I set up this raid. Thank you so much for the tip as well, Flood City. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out tonight. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Omegs and Flood City. And my ear trump has been struck by lightning. FBI, open up. Oh, dear. Let's see. Redirect. Who's on? And then we'll figure it out. Okay. Ryanna's on. Okay. Doing that. Okay. Mau's on again. Mubini, Shabelle, Zuzu, Mizuchi. Oh! Okay. Okay. We got a few people on here. Sarah Casera's in the middle of a raid. I mean, in the middle of a collab. So we got Sarah. We got Neko. Shireen, you know what? And okay, debut, watchalong, and Rhea's on. You know what? We don't get to. Let me just see if there's any. Let me just check this. Wow, there's too many people on. There are too many people on. It's not even giving me a full list. Hold on. Just a sec. Just a sec, chat. All right, you know what? We're going to raid into, if she's still on, we're going to raid into Sarah. I don't get a chance to raid into Sarah that much. Oh, too bad you don't get to raid into the Fleet debuts. Oh, gosh, yeah, I got to peace out. Have a good one, everyone. Hey, you as well, Twin Opinion. Have a good night. Let me get that set up. Okay, we're going to raid into Sarah Casera. I know she's doing a thing with Tim and I think Sai and Kason. It's everyone. She's doing a thing with everyone. Yeah, I need to watch some of the V-Fleet people. I see people on here who are watching the V-Fleet debuts, but yeah, it would be nice to raid into them. I didn't notice any of them on my list. I'll have to check that. Let me make sure real quick that Sarah is still on, because I don't want to raid into a, as she's wrapping up. Let me make absolutely sure. Oh, my thing is doing weird. Come on. Yo. Okay, let me make sure she's not wrapping up. Of course I gotta sit through an ad before I can even find out. Of course I gotta sit through an ad before I can find out. Okay, there we go. Oh, are they done? Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell if she's wrapping up or not, chat. So, we're going to go ahead and raid into Sarah Casera. Raid message is, mechanical back library raid. Okay? There's your raid message. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. Thank you, Omegs. Thank you, Twin. Oh, let me end the poll. It seems no, this is the first was the winner. Wow. Thank you, Twin Opinion. Thank you, Omegs. Thank you, Flood City. Thank you, Vice. Thank you, Luciano. Omegs, I already said. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, the Shy Siren and Seraphist and Ghost Type and oh, I know I'm missing people. Anyone who I'm missing, I'm sorry. No username, and anyone who I'm missing, my apologies for missing you. Thank you so much for watching tonight. If you've been lurking, thank you for lurking. VOD watching, thank you for watching the VOD. We're gonna do a raid. Let me make a copy of my raid message. That might be good. We're gonna do a raid chat. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.